7:33 now. Now, missed hospital appointments, workers late for shifts, pupils not getting to school on time. Bus passengers are getting a raw deal right now because of a national shortage of drivers. We've heard about issues on some of Devon's bus services in recent weeks, and new figures show that in the west of England, 10% of jobs for bus drivers aren't being filled, with an even higher vacancy rate of 12% for coach drivers. Well, Graham Vidler is the CEO of the Confederation of Passenger Transport, which represents bus and coach drivers, and he joins us now. Morning, Graham.
Morning, Angela.
So why is there a shortage of drivers?
Well, there's two fundamental things that sit behind it, I think, Angela. Firstly, in the wake of Brexit, lots of drivers who'd come from the EU decided to return home. And secondly, during and after the pandemic, I think lots of people reconsidered their attitude to work and maybe decided to work part-time instead of full-time, maybe decided to leave the labour market altogether. Those are issues which affect all sectors in the economy, but they're having a particular impact, as you said, on the bus and coach industry, where we've got those sustained shortages that are about 10% of the workforce.
So what can be done then, Graham, to attract drivers back into the industries, or actually to recruit new ones?
Yeah, there's lots that we're doing at the moment, Angela. So operators are investing in apprenticeship schemes, training programs. We're working closely as an industry with local authorities in West Yorkshire and Tees Valley to do training programs across the sector. We're also running a campaign at the moment called Thank You Driver, which is designed to raise the people's awareness of bus and coach driving as a career by highlighting the fact that it's the most thanked profession in the UK. None of these things by itself is going to solve it. It's a really tricky problem. It's one that we really, really want to solve for the benefit of our passengers. So we're going to need to keep investing lots of time, effort and money in finding more drivers.
Well, we know that bus services are under real severe pressure in Devon, and Stagecoach says that's partly because of a shortage of drivers. Are the drivers who are working bearing the brunt of passengers' frustration and anger?
We are seeing in some parts of the country, Angela, a slight increase in antisocial behaviour on and around buses, some of which is directed at drivers. That's never acceptable. But I'm pleased to say that the vast majority of passengers respect the driver. And as I said, the one thing that almost everyone does when they get on or off a bus or coach is thank the driver, which I think shows the respect and esteem in which the profession is held.
Yeah, it's good to hear that, actually. But what do you want the government to do about this, Graham? What's the solution here?
So there's a short-term thing, Angela, which is to make sure that the process of applying for a licence is as quick and smooth as it can be, because otherwise people can get frustrated waiting around to get onto the training programme and look for other jobs. In the longer term, as this continues, we think there's a very strong case for allowing a limited amount of immigration for bus and coach drivers because it's a skilled occupation where there clearly simply aren't enough people within the UK at the moment to fulfil the roles.
Well, you've got the ear of BBC Radio Devon listeners at the moment. So what would you say to them to entice them into a career of working as a bus or coach driver?
Well, the recent research that we at CPT did, Angela, showed that other than money, which obviously is vital to everyone, particularly at a time like this, the most important thing in a job was being respected and appreciated for what you do. And our research found that bus and coach driving was the most thanked profession in the UK. Half of all drivers get thanked more than 50 times a day, which I think is a great way to go to work. And you can find out more about being a bus or coach driver at thankyouDriver.org.
Brilliant. Graham, thank you for joining us this morning. It's been great to chat to you. That's Graham Vidler, the CEO of the Confederation of Passenger Transport, which represents bus and coach drivers. And just to say that a spokesperson for the Department for Transport has told us that we continue to work with industry to attract and train the workforce they need to make recruitment easier. We have ramped up the capacity of vocational driving tests. Just coming up to 7:38 now. I think just something that really struck me about what Graham was saying there is the power of the word thank you, isn't it? It can make such a difference. Even, just having a thank you from somebody in a tiny little way just makes a difference to your day, doesn't it? Just really does.